these 5 different spaces. Okay? Normally, when we talk about object, we talk about object in terms of table, chairs, mass, atom, molecules, right? But more than that, they really do not mean anything to a living being. Living being dwells in the material space based on these 5 principles. Earth is the space of smell. Water is space of taste. Fire is space of form. Good. And air is the space of touch. And ether is the space of sound. Right? So now we explained yesterday sound, touch, form, taste and smell. These are all categories, subtle categories, but in each category there are infinite bodies or infinite objects. How many categories of smells are there? Infinite. Just like form. One of the attributes of form is color. How many varieties of colors are there? Infinite. Right? So, whether it is form, sound, how many varieties of sound? You have trumpets, guitar, harmonium. Every individual has his own voice or her own voice. Right? Birds have their own voice. The cows, they moan. Crows, they crow. And the chirping of different birds. Varieties of sounds. Do you follow or you don't follow? Okay? So these are all different objects. Every sound, form, every sound. So how do we differentiate these objects within the sound based on speaker or the source? Not speaker, source. Okay, the drum and drum beat are non-separable. You can separate them. Guitar and guitar sound, inseparable. The bird and the sound of the bird. Like what is your name? Rishi. Rusil. Rusil and her voice, inseparable. Suppose you record her voice, she is not there. You hear the voice, you will feel her presence. Do you follow what I am saying? So, the source and these information, corresponding information, that is inseparable. These are all material space. You understand what is material space? So, all that we talk now, this has nothing to do with us. Forget about these are so remotely connected to us. Right? Because we don't dwell in them. We dwell in these 5 spaces. You understand this? These 5 information. We all want wonderful sound, wonderful touch, form, everything nice we want to see. Who doesn't want to go to Himalayas or to see Kaveri, Ganga, Haridwar, Rishikesh? Everybody wants to see that. Wonderful things. So then you want to taste and smell. So you see, these are all material space. So what is conscious space? What is conscious space? Again, that is sound. We already told that is material space. Yes. What is conscious space then? Everything is energy, we have talked. Sound is also energy. Form is also energy, right? And? Yes, soul. Soul is a point in the consciousness, right? It's a spiritual point. But what is that conscious space actually? Conscious space, material space are absolutely disjoint. Okay? I'll give you an example. There is a coconut. Have you seen coconut? How many of you seen dried coconut? What is the specialty of a dried coconut? Now, dried coconut. Who can say? Raise your hand. Yes. The inner part is separated from the outer cell. If you break it, the whole circular thing will come out. Have you noticed that or not? Separated. Similarly, a realized soul is like that. This is like outer cell is inside. No connection. Okay? So what is that conscious space? Conscious space is Sat Chit Ananda. Let us go by concept first. Conscious space is Sat Chit Ananda. What is Sat? Eternal. Never perishes. Other sound or whatever right we have taught, taste, everything, they are temporary. Like suppose you are tasting a gulab jamun. How long you can taste? 2 gulab jamun, 3. The moment I give you 4, enough. Yes or no? Suppose you are very much attracted to music, sound. You hear maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, maybe a day, but it cannot be unlimited time. It is not. Can anybody say? No. So, the conscious space is eternal. It's eternal. So, Chit, full of knowledge. Full of knowledge. That means no ignorance. No ignorance. That means if you are in conscious space, you are always illuminated. You are self-effulgent. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Nata bhāṣayate suryo, na sasanka na pavato, yadgatva na nivartante, tad dhāma paramam. Nata bhāṣayate suryo. It says in the conscious space, there is no sun. Surya, you understand Surya? Sun. Bhāṣayate. There is no need for sunrise. No sasanka. Sasanka means moon. No. Conscious space doesn't need a moon, doesn't need a sun, doesn't need electricity or fire. Consciousness is self-effulgent. Yesterday somebody was saying, can I get rid of this spray? Is that boy here? It's not here. Arey, why do you need this? This is external. When you are in conscious space, you are self-important. You are full of knowledge. This is external. You are not seeing yourself with this. Are you seeing this? Using this, can you see yourself? No. You can't see yourself. In conscious space, you see yourself. You don't require a mirror to see yourself. What do you see in a mirror? Do you see yourself? Do you see your body also? Simply light reflected. Don't see it. But still, some people say mirror is the biggest invention. Gopal Krishna Maharaj was telling me that there was a defect and people complained in a multi-story apartment. The inmates, they complained about the lift. Okay. So the owner next day put a nice mirror. Okay, inside the lift. And then no complaint. Okay? All complain like this. And what do you see actually in the mirror? Isn't this shocking? We spend our time in front of the mirror. What do you see actually? Such an illusion. So, Satchit Ananda. Always joy. You know what is the biggest problem of this world now? Yeah, these are all symptoms. But what is the problem? We are in anxiety because of certain things. Yeah, we want something outside me to become happy. I want something outside of me. Unnatural. In conscious space, you are joyful. You don't need anything external to be happy. The perverted reflection is, even if you are given millions of universes also, you will not be happy. Hiranyakashipu once ruled the entire universe. He was not happy. Okay? Muchukunda, King Muchukunda, he was telling to Krishna, after Krishna blessed him, Muchukunda actually fought for the demigods. They are so powerful king. Okay? And then, when he received the special mercy of Lord Krishna, he prayed to Krishna and said, see, I am a great king. The whole world, whole universe offers their respect to me. But I know, when I go to my inner chamber, I want to be among my queens. I am like a pet dog. I have to behave like a pet dog. So I am not a master, I know it. Right? So in conscious space, you are free. What is that everybody wants in this world? Freedom. If you have some sanity, you will never compromise your freedom with anything else. If you have little integrity within you, You will never compromise your freedom with anything else. But alas, you can't attain your freedom in material space because you do not belong to them. I do not belong to material space. I belong to conscious space. So how do I attain freedom? By legislation? By the Constitution of India? By the legislation of the United Nations? No, they will not really give you freedom. Freedom you attain by enlightenment, by transcending yourself to your own space. Sarupena vyavasthitam. Sorupa, your original position. So, rupa. So means own. Rupa means form. So, my own position. Just like a fish. You bring the fish out of the water and try giving the fish gulab jamun or even Mercedes car. Fish will not be happy. Fish must be put back to the water. Similarly, we to become happy, we must go back to conscious space. You got some idea, right? Should we start now? Where is the next chapter? They are doing. See, these topics are very deep. You have to hear again and again and again and again to understand, right? So do not feel disappointed that still I am not getting everything. You will not get everything in one go, right? But you have started beginning to think about yourself. Okay? You have started 3-4 days before, and I think you have made a lot of progress from that day. Right? So this chapter is this lecture will be based on chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita. Okay? In chapter 2 of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks about the Jiva. We talked about God, right? The absolute truth. We talked about His infiniteness, right? You understood His infiniteness is inconceivable. His infiniteness is inconceivable. Do you understand what is that? What is infinite? That cannot be conceived. That is infinite. And that is one of the nature, attribute of the absolute. And yesterday and day before yesterday, my teacher also spoke to you about absolute truth as a person. Yesterday also we dwelled, So now let us see. So all of you recite with me. Natvaevam jatunasam.
Natvaevam jatunasam.
Natvam neme janadipa.
Natvam neme janadipa.
Nachaiva na bhavishyamasyamaha.
Nachaiva na bhavishyamaha.
Sarve vayam ataha param.
Sarve vayam ataha param.
Translation. Risil, can you read it loudly? This is the first instruction to Arjuna. Krishna is speaking to Arjuna. Because Krishna was lamenting that, what he was lamenting? That he is going to kill his grandsire Bhishma. He was going to kill his guru, Dronacharya. He is going to kill his own relatives. But here Krishna is saying, never was there a time when I didn't exist. Nor you, nor all these things, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. What does it mean? Krishna is speaking about material space or conscious space? Conscious space. Is that clear now? Okay? Next. Deino yasmin yatha dehe
Vedinosmin yatha dehe
Kaumaram yauvanam jara
Kaumaram yauvanam jara
Tatha derantara prapte
Tatha dehantara prapte
Dhirastatra namujati.
Dhirastatra namuyati.
Read the translation. So I say embodied soul. Soul and embodied soul. What is the difference? Soul when purely in conscious space. Embodied soul, soul in the material space. Is that clear now? Soul in conscious space, pure soul. Soul in the material space, embodied. So what we are? Embodied soul. Anybody who thinks you are a pure soul? Okay? You may be pure, so I don't want to. But the idea is, the embodied soul continuously passes in this body, right? From boyhood to youth to old age. The soul similarly passes into another body at there. That is, I am continuously passing, migrating. Transmigration is happening continuously. Body is changing continuously. Okay? And similarly, one day will come, body will collapse and soul will go to another body. That's why a sober person is not bewildered by such a change. Who is bewildered? Embodied soul, who are attached to this body, who never endeavored to enlighten themselves. Tamosoma Jyotirgamaya. Objective of life is to give up ignorance, go to enlightenment. That is sober. Okay? Next. So this is, you can see it here. Old age, gone. New. Soul is passing. This is a schematic diagram. It's not a soul is light. Soul is a form. We will explain that. Okay? So again, where you are actually now? Where? Here? Here? Where? You are there? Not even there. Okay? So he is here. Anybody thinks he is here? But I am almost like here. Right? So my time is coming, you can see. Right? So, next. So this is very important. Okay, all of you should memorize this verse and come tomorrow. You have got a Bhagavad Gita, so I would like you to come memorize this verse. Okay? Vasam sijirnani yatha vihaya navani ghnati naroparani tatha sarirani vihaya jannani jnani samyani navani dehi. Somebody should read loudly. Who has a loud voice? You? Yeah.
As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and the useless ones.
Very nice. You have a very nice voice. So, as a person puts on a new garment, giving up the old ones, the soul similarly accepts a new material bodies, giving up the old and useless ones. Like this shirt is torn. What I'll do? I'll hold on to it, last one. Just throw it and put a new one, right? Or, if I'm very poor, what I'll do? I'll put some stitch until it finally collapses, right? Right. So similarly, what is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? Meaning is, the soul, like, come here. Yeah. What is your name? Sudhendu. Yesterday. My memory is very good. Sudhendu, you see? So you see that his sack has two hands. Why? Why? Only one and two. Why? And why has two hands? This side has two hands. He has two hands. Two legs also bent. Why? Similarly, soul has eye. Soul has mouth. Soul has nose. Soul has leg. Soul has leg. Soul has hand. Is that clear to all of you? But that is consciousness. And this body is like a coat. This body is like a coat. Okay? So you will see every organism. It has some locomotion, some facilities for locomotion, some facilities for vision, some facilities for hearing, some facilities for taste. Yes or no? Why? Because these five senses are innate to the soul. Now you understand? Soul is a light? Is soul is a light? No. Soul is a person. We understood absolute truth is a person. And what is a soul? Mamaivamsa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. I am his part and parcel. So God is the supreme person. I am a tiny person. Okay? So that is, in conscious space, I have my own eyes, I have my own leg, own sense of smell, own sense of hearing. Okay? Do you follow? One's own sense of touch. So that means in conscious space, you have transcendental smell, transcendental sound, transcendental touch, transcendental taste, and transcendental form. So what is the difference between conscious space and material space? Look same. So what is the difference between conscious space and material space? Can anybody say now? Yes, it is eternal. It is eternal, and it is a unitary whole. You cannot separate absolutely your voice from yourself. Here you can separate. Like, I can record, suppose Rishi is a nice singer. I can have her recorded singing and hear, but she cannot. She doesn't know that I am hearing her voice. Do you follow? But in consciousness is not possible. You are absolutely aware of your voice everywhere. This is your opulence. That's consciousness. But there is a very important principle here. The material space is a reflection of the consciousness. It's a perverted reflection. So you go to the a river bank or a pond, there are trees along the bank. You see the reflection. Tree is upward, root is downward. But the reflection is, the branches are downward, root is upward. And this is exactly given in Bhagavad Gita, 14th chapter. In 14th chapter, first verse itself.
15.
Sorry, 15th chapter. What time is now? You see here, Sri Bhagavan Vacha Urdho Mulam Adha Sakam Asatvam Prahuravyam Chandansi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavid. So the material space is just a perverted reflection. How it is? Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, said, it is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its roots upward and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is the knower of the Vedas. So actually, if you go deeper, this material space is actually perverted reflection of the conscious space. Perverted reflection of the conscious space. Where we are now. Okay. So now somebody was asking a question yesterday that what is it? You asked that question. I told you to remind. Can you? This material space, what is the need of the material space? What is the need of the material space? So why? Why the material space? Okay? Why? What is the necessity of this material space? So this, our acharyas have explained to us in this way, that once you have a free state, there will be prison houses. It is not that the government wants people to become criminal, but there will be some who will always like to howl at the state house. Okay? So conscious space is absolutely governed by the absolute principle. Like here, you can deny God, no problem. Everybody is maintained by God here. But if you deny God, it is not that God will not maintain you. You understand? You can do anything you like here. So it is a misuse of the freedom. As a tiny living entity, we are also given a freedom. The freedom is to accept the conscious space and retain your freedom. Just like you follow the Constitution of India, they can do anything, whatever permitted to you. Just like if you don't violate the traffic light, you can drive your car from Arunachal Pradesh to Kanyakumari. No problem. Violate inside the prison. Alright? So similarly, we, the tiny souls, we are given an option. Okay? And some, unfortunately, they have selected this to be their wonderful place. Okay? So that is why there are two reasons for this material world, material space. One is a space where you can easily understand God is there. And you endeavor for perfection, go back to the consciousness. And those who want, let them live here permanently. No problem. Is that clear to you? Obviously, prison is always a punishment. Why? Yes. Yes. You know the story of the father and son in Bible, very famous story. You don't know the story? The father had two sons. Two sons. When he became old, he divided his property into two parts and gave one part to the elder son, the other part to the younger son. Elder son counted whether he has got the right part or not. And as soon as he verified, he fled the house. Younger son saw that he is living. If I leave, who will take care of my father? Then he said, my father is a wise man. Why shouldn't I keep him with me? He will give me guidance. Then I can multiply my wealth also. So he kept his father with him. Okay? In the meantime, the eldest son, elder one, because he has a lot of money, he sold everything, got the money. And when you have money, you have many wonderful friends, so-called wonderful friends. So he was into parties, prostitution, wine, and everything, whatnot. When you do that, you can't preserve your money very well. One day he became a pauper. When he became a pauper, he found no friend. Everybody else deserted him. Now he wanted to even survive. So he went to the horse shed and asked the owner, give me some job. Okay, fine. But the owner was a sadistic fellow. So this fellow will be made to work hard, bathing the horses, feeding them. At the end, in the evening, in the same pot where horse used to eat, in that he will give some food to eat. And this fellow suddenly remembered his father. He said, because if I go back to my father, most likely I will not be treated like this. idiot is doing. So he decided to return. Right? And then when he returned, his father had. And father kept a party in his house. Invited all the big people in his village. Why? And his son is returning. Wonderful party. Younger son complained to the father, "Oh my father, I took care of you. You never did a party for me. And this idiot has given everything. He's wasted all your wealth. And you are hosting a party." Father put his loving hand on the shoulder of his son and said, "My dear son, I was with you. But he has lost me. He's coming back." So this is why Krishna is waiting for us. We are all lost sons. We are lost sons. He is waiting for us. He wants to embrace us. You just have to turn towards Him. Okay? I can guarantee for each one of us, He will hold a major party. Okay? It is much better than your so-called birthday party, marriage party, or any other success party. It will be your D-Day. Be guaranteed. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Any questions? Yes.
God is Nirana. God don't have any shape. God is Niraka. He don't have any shape.
Now, God is Nirakara means He doesn't have material. He doesn't have any set in material space.
So, why will you choose the...
He has form in the consciousness. So those who cannot conceive the conscious space, to them God is presented as Nirakara. Okay? But Vedantists, those who are followers of Vedanta, they are supposed to be highly elevated. They can conceive the idea of conscious space. Once you understand conscious space, I told you, whatever is there in conscious space, that is also there in the material space. In fact, whatever is not there in the conscious space cannot be in the material space. It's simply a perverted reflection. Okay? So God is Nirakara means He doesn't have a form in the material space. Okay? God is a transcendental form. Janma karma chame divyam evam yo vedi tattvataha Tekvam deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. Krishna is saying those who understand He belongs to the conscious space. That means He has a form. He has His transcendental lila. He has transcendental qualities. Okay? Divyam is transcendental. Okay? So those who recognize that, those who understand it fully, Tektva deham, when they give up this body, naiti mameti, they don't come back here, again take a material body. They get back their spiritual body. Just now I told you, soul has a form. Because soul has a form, the coat has a form. In fact, I did show you, actually this body has no form. There is something mystic I have to explain to you tomorrow. Because that requires some amount of, I would like all of you to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Tomorrow we are going to understand a very difficult concept. The form that you are seeing about yourself is actually illusion. It is, because body is a process. Body doesn't have a form. This is what we will understand tomorrow. You understand? Yes.
So why will you choose the different way to worship God? Why worship?
No. When you worship God, everything in His relation becomes divya. Like now, this is in material space, right? Because I am using it now to educate you in Krishna consciousness. This attains its divine nature. Because everything belongs to God. So when you use everything, in every culture, there is a song, oh God, everything is yours. What should I give you? What should I use to worship you? Isn't it? In every culture is there, everything is yours. So what should I use to worship you? But still, you can worship Krishna using his energy. See, everything, like this house, this room, is in material space, but now it is no more in material space. It is in divine space. Why? Because we are hearing Bhagavad Gita. Okay? You will understand this mystic potency very soon. Just chant Hare Krishna. Yes.
If there is one God, so why should we worship so many avatars? Why we should not?
Why not? Why can't God can manifest himself into unlimited form? Because that is okay. The idea is because the devotees, you, me, we have different power. Like Hanuman would like to worship only Lord Ram. Or Arjun would like to worship Krishna. But Hanuman recognizes Krishna and Rama are not different. But in their bhava, Rama is very dear to Hanuman. And in his bhava, Arjuna, he sees Krishna is very dear. Okay? This is a transcendental lila. Okay.
How can we go into consciousness space? How can we go into consciousness?
Very nice. Just chant Hare Krishna. I am telling you, my dear better, simple process. Don't be cheated by this fellow, that fellow. Just chant Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Eva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, 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 Gati. In this age of Kali, there is no other way, no other way, no other way, except to chant the holy name of the Lord Hari. Except to chant the holy name of Lord Hari. Except to chant the holy name of the Lord Hari. 3 times repeated. Okay? And the whole name of the Hari. You can chant Krishna, Govinda, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So many mantras are there. But the best is, what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I hope you would have felt some elevation in your consciousness when you did that relaxation session, right? So chant this mantra. You will be definitely transported to the consciousness. Yes. You don't have to leave this. You are there. You are there. You don't have to see any more death. Birth, death are gone. There is no birth, death, old age and disease in consciousness. Birth, death, old age and disease are in material space. Is it not nice to go back to conscious space? That's why in Jagannath Astakam, you know Jagannath? Jagannath Puri, have you heard about it? How many of you gone to Jagannath Puri? Oh, so many people, very nice. In Jagannath Astakam, the last sloka, where one prays to Lord Jagannath says, Haratum sansaram asaram drutataram surapate Haratum papanam pitatim aparam yadavapate Aho dinanate Gita charana nishchitamidam Jagannath Swami Nayana Kathagani Bhagavad. What is saying? Haratum sansaram is praying to Lord Jagannath. The devotee is praying to, actually this is composed by Adi Shankaracharya. Okay, this prayer offered to Jagannath was composed by Adi Shankaracharya. So he is saying, Haratum, you take away. What is that? Samsara. Enough for me. This cycle of birth to death. how fast you should take away? Drutatam. Very fast. Why? This is asara. Not useful. It is useless, asara. You understand asara? Simple, right? It is Sanskrit. Simple Sanskrit. Asara. Just take away. Surapate. Jagannath is also known as Surapate. Surapate means he is the master of all demigods. Sura. Sura means Devata. Devata. Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Brahma. His master is Krishna or Jagannath. Jagannath and Krishna are not different. Same. Is that clear? Haratum papanam. Take away my sin. The seed of committing sin. Why I commit sin? The seed is within me. Take away. And how much sin I have? Aparam. Unlimited. Okay? Take away this. Yadavapate. Krishna is known because he was born in Yadu dynasty. So he is also known as Yadavapati. Yadupati. Right? And Aho Dinanate Nita Charananishta. Those who pray like that, Lord Jagannath or Lord Krishna certainly bestows his mercy upon such souls. Okay? So sincerely desire, you will be also transcended. Okay? Hare Krishna. Please take prasadam before you. So tomorrow again we start at 7 o'clock with the relaxation and then the discussion. Hare Krishna.